Workington 14, York 18. This was the League One, our league app streamed game. Pretty decent coverage, I thought. We got a couple of reviews in as well. What did they say?
Yeah, Paul Chamberlain said, great to see the RFL being proactive with rights, although after the Bulls debacle, it is hilarious that the first game was Workington at home. It is. It's absolutely hilarious. It's just, you couldn't make it up. Good feed and decent commentary, and the quality of the game was better than a lot of the championship fare I've seen this season. I thought Workington deserved it, but ultimately lost to 2 York breakaway tries on Town last place. Bulls versus Town playoff should be epic.
On that point, the Workington point about this streaming feed, they clearly have put some effort in to right the wrongs and correct the mistakes they made, and also I get the sense they did a bit of effort trying to work with York and learn from how York have used kind of catchy social media stuff to get a bit of interest going, and they were rewarded with a good attendance and the atmosphere came through on the coverage. I just think fair play to them for that, really, for fool me once kind of thing. They looked stupid one time around. They didn't this time. They got it right, and credit to them for that.
And it saved yet another chairman's statement, which is always good. Brian Davies said it started raining about an hour before kickoff and only stopped just before the end of the game. Great support and noise from both sets of fans. 2 breakaway tries for York with a difference in a game with lots of knock-ons. There used to be only 2 top sides in the division. Town have clearly joined Bulls and York to make it a top 3. Wonder how much it costs to have Fui do his free 10-minute spells.
It did grab a try, though. And also, I think we shouldn't be sleeping on Doncaster at this stage of the season too, Brian, to make it a top 4. It was a patchy game, but the weather was pretty bad, wasn't it? It showed up on the feed when they cut to the camera they had at the end of the ground, and it was just raindrops. It emphasised the point that the conditions weren't great. When they tried to show that it was windy by showing the flag, but the flag was so wet that the wind couldn't blow it, that also emphasised that it pissed it down quite a bit over there in Workington. But I think York. The fair thing to say is York took more of the opportunities that came their way, and then were able to kind of defend through attack almost, in that they basically camped out up the Workington end of the pitch. They didn't score points from it in that second half, but they went for the last 20 minutes or so. It felt like they got Workington too far away from their try line for long enough that Workington weren't ever going to quite make those breaks in those conditions. They weren't as fast. When you had your second rower totally out sprinting the entire opposite side, you could see York were a much faster side than Workington were, and ultimately that was the difference. Did you catch that one?
I didn't see any of it. No, I've just seen the sort of various buzz and whatever that's been going around.
Okay, well, Oldham 58, Coventry 6. Did you follow anything from this one?
Yeah, I was obviously following this on Twitter. Coventry missing quite a lot of players through various things, including international duty and for James Gertchens, and quite a few injuries from the last few weeks sort of mounted up now to the squad. So, but not bad to keep it at 58, especially against Oldham, who did tear them to ribbons at home. So, yeah, it's a decent performance. We'll be looking forward to getting back on home turf on Sunday when we entertain North Wales.
A winnable fixture potentially. You never know.
Fingers crossed. Well, now with Scholars beating Keighley as well, that's put a bit the league position in jeopardy. So it would be nice to be able to get that and secure it.
Okay, Doncaster 38, Newcastle 21, Hunslet 48, London Scholars 12, Bradford 54, Keighley 4. What does that mean to the standings?
That means that York keep hold of top spot on 42. Bradford still trail them 2 points behind in 40, although now have a better points difference. Doncaster on 32 in third, with Workington also on 32. And they've fallen to fourth on the points difference. Oldham are in fifth, Hunslet sixth. Both have 30, with Oldham a hugely better points difference. Whitehaven is seventh, having 28 points. No one else can make the playoff spots now, even with the possible restructure. If it happens, who knows?
In the women's game, it was women's origin this week. It was Lancashire 16, Yorkshire 10 at the Halliwell Jones Stadium on Sunday. This was also streamed through our
I did see a bit of this
not
one.
on the app, but I think you can still go and catch it on YouTube.
You can, because I watched it last night,
Yeah, RFL website, you can pick up bits on YouTube. My mate Becky Greenfield scored one of the tries for Lancashire in this one. Into the NRL, where it was round 25, the final round of the regular season, and we saw the South Sydney Rabbitohs batter the West Tigers 51 points to 10. George Burgess, easy for me to say. George Burgess had 5 tackle busts, 159 metres. Tom Burgess had a try in 106 metres, and Sam Burgess made 189 metres. It was the Warriors 20, the Raiders 16, with Hodgson getting a try assist and 43 tackles, and Whitehead getting a try there. The Storm were the only tied in the top 8 to lose this week. They lost to the Panthers. It was 16 points to 22 in that one. The Knights went down 24 points to 14 at home against the Dragons. James Graham with 40 tackles and no missed tackles and 111 metres in that one. So well done to Jammer. Titans 20... Sorry, what?
Yeah, no, good. Sorry.
Titans 26, Cowboys 30 in JT's final ever game, so he gets sent off with a win there. Eels 10, Roosters 44, Broncos 18, Sharks 30. No, Bulldogs 18, Sharks 30, sorry. Broncos 48, Sea Eagles 16. So what does that mean for the very exciting standings?
Yeah, the top 8 finished incredibly tight together, with 2 points separating the whole top 8. Roosters squeezing into top spot on points difference. Roosters, Storm, Rabbitohs and Sharks ending on 34. The Broncos, the Panthers, the Dragons and the Warriors all had 32. The rest of the ladder was Tigers, Raiders, Knights, Bulldogs, Cowboys, Titans, my Sea Eagles, and the spoon winners were the Eels.
Okay. You had another result you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, one other result. It finished the Netherlands 38, Germany 22 in the international. They're playing for the Griffin Cup. And I know more about this one because Coventry's James Gertjens went and played for Netherlands on international duties, returning back to Australia at the end of this. It's probably his last appearance for Holland for a while, you'd imagine. But seemed like a good game, seemed quite a few tries in it, and certainly the Netherlands boys seem to enjoy themselves afterwards from the stuff I've seen.
I'd be remiss not to mention that Lancashire beat Yorkshire 36-6 in the Academy Origin game, with Wigan halfback Harry Smith being the star of the show in that one as well.
There we go.
Okay. That's that. I'm just trying to look for the fixtures for the Women's Super League next week, because I think there's a couple of big games coming up. The top 4 play each other next week, and Leeds Rhinos host St Helens 2 o'clock next Sunday, and Wigan host Castleford Tigers at 1 o'clock on the same day. There you go. Okay. That is all the results from around the world of rugby league. Well and truly covered, Tim. We've done plenty of justice to those this week. We're now going to look forward and predict what is going to happen next week in the world of rugby league with our preview and predictions. Preview and predictions time now in association with Love Rugby League. Head to loverugbyleague.com for all the latest news, gossip, opinion pieces and even more stats on the greatest game. Last week I meant to talk about, on Love Rugby League, James Gordon's editorial piece of the week was about a potential way forward with a 16-team structure in Super League, and that segued quite nicely into what I think the perfect structure should be, which also involves 16 teams, but it's my conferences.
Does it involve conferences?
It's my conferences system. Also, sympathies to James and his family. He lost his uncle during the last week. James Gordon, from over there at loverugbyleague.com. But they're doing some good stuff. They've got some video shows coming out now on Love Rugby League as well. They're trying to get a bit more Super League, Rugby League media stuff out there. We're doing well as independents, aren't we, when it comes to the Rugby League coverage? So more power to them.
And we haven't had to move or change names or anything.
We haven't. No. We are consistent.
We've always been
tightly
Super League
branded.
Pod, yeah.
Okay. Super League Super 8's round 4. It kicks off on Thursday night, 7:45 p.m. Kick-off for this one. Sky's game on Thursday. It's Wigan versus Wakefield. We all know where I'm going to go. Where are you going to go?
I've got to go to the same place. I can't see. I just think after that performance on Friday night, I can't see them dropping that much. I think Wakefield will be good, but I think we're going to have more for them. Certainly the attack and defence, I think both have improved again in the last few weeks, and I think that'll see them home.
There's every chance Sam Tompkins will be back in the side, which you don't get weaker if you bring Sam Tompkins into the side either. I don't think personally. Well,
we didn't margin, and we didn't. I'm going to say 12 points.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be I don't know how big a margin it'll be. I'm not sure. I think I've written down Wigan 24-16, so that's Wigan by 8. But I hope we can win by any margin, but maybe more than that. But what I would say is I think Wigan have put a marker down here, and I think Wigan are aiming for unbeaten in the Super 8s, to be the best team in the Super 8s going into that playoffs. I think that's what Wigan's goal is at this stage of the season. And I think that's quite deliberately the goal. So I do think they'll be pumped up for the game. Wakefield obviously did really well last week, but we know that they're still kind of letting a few bodies get operationed up, sort of thing. So we'll see. Friday night Sky game, interestingly, is also a 7:45 p.m. kickoff. Castleford versus Hull FC. Strange choice, you might think, given how utterly garbage Hull FC are, but it kind of creates an interesting narrative to see if they can get back in any way, shape, or form. What do you think they can?
No, I'm saying Cass for this one by 30 points. I can't see. I can see an improvement from Hull, but I can't see them digging themselves out of that big hole in that short space of time. I just don't think that's possible.
I kind of think the same way of you. And Cass at home have things down right now. 36-10, I think. Probably another Greg Eden display. Maybe let's say another hat-trick for Greg, or at least a brace. Friday 7:45 also sees the game that probably should have been the TV game, but maybe after last weekend's results doesn't mean as much. But it's drinking in last chance saloon for the Huddersfield Giants as they travel over the Pennines to visit Warrington Wolves. I'm going to back the home side on this one, but I think it'll be a really close game. I've written down here 24-16 in favour of Warrington. I think if Huddersfield are carrying injuries in those wing positions, that's going to weaken them out there. And Warrington, although it was an easy game against Hull FC, I think that gave them that clear the cobwebs out kind of thing from not the cobwebs necessarily. That's maybe not the right term, but it cleared their mind. It cleared their.
It reset them.
Yeah, exactly. And they got to have a blowout and a real go at it, and now they can get focused for this game, and they will be focused because it's a crucial game. Maybe that might make them bottle it because it's a crucial game. Who knows? But I still think they've got enough. So I'm going Warrington. What do you think?
I'm going Warrington as well by 10 points. I think that this
is well exciting from.
Yeah, this is great one. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one then. Saturday 5:30 on Sky. Of course, it's on Sky. It's Catalan against St Helens.
Yes, and because my wife will tell you, Catalans are always on TV.
Yeah, and maybe it's just because you always watch them, and that's why she knows they're always on TV.
Yep. And she's always in, isn't she, on a Saturday? Well,
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same time.
I'm saying Catalan by 4.
Oh yeah,
I think it's going to be close, but I think they might have sobered up by then and get back on. I think Saints wobble will continue.
I thought you were going to go Saints. I've gone Catalan on this one as well, so that's a full house. I think Catalan by 1, 21-20. I think they'll bring everyone back in that they can, and I think probably this might be the last game that they want to show something in a weird way. It'll be the trophy parade game at the home stadium. It should be, hopefully, packed. I would really hope. And also, I sort of think, like, if they can beat Saints again, it shows that no matter what else happens this year, they weren't just a cup run wonder.